Yo, we are in. It's a funky Friday, and it's Kane, Jake, and Naz. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
What's up, team? We back. You two fucking social distancing.
Wow. I'm trying to get close to look.
It's like people are gonna watch it and be like, "Have they shrunk? Why are they,
I can't shrink anymore. Impossible.
why are they so far away from each other?"
I'm trying to get close to the mic,
Yeah.
but I love you. Long way away.
We've separated Naz. Welcome, guys.
Fantastic.
Happy Friday. First Friday episode.
Happy Friday.
It is a Friday. We've never done a
I'm glad
Friday
we could make it happen.
Friday fun day.
Happy Jubilee weekend.
Yo, I actually had to ask someone what it is the other day.
Orcs.
What is this about?
It's okay. We got in the car and I was like, "Yeah, when the Queen's done loads for us," and they both went, "Tell me."
Go on, elaborate.
We get to watch The Crown. Like,
It's true. There's so many people there today.
I know. But the one thing I do like is that loads of dancers are booked. None of us.
Booked and
But
blessed.
loads of dancers are booked.
It's all right, guys.
Wait, for the Queen Jubilee?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
loads of artists performing. They've got like flash
it?
mobs.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to be good.
Madness.
There's a lot of dancers getting rent paid because of this.
Nice.
Yes, Queenie.
I didn't know that. Let's go, Queenie.
That's what she's done right.
Good job, Lizzie. You survived.
Yes.
Yeah. Happy Jubilee. I hope everyone has a great show doing it. I was asked to do it, but I couldn't.
Did you?
Mic drop.
Why
Same.
not,
I'm
Kane?
not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't give.
Can't relate.
I couldn't care about doing the actual thing, but you know, you just like
You could have just said, yeah, my name's Taz, and then I could have done it.
next time.
Teamwork.
I've actually got someone who's really similar to me. Same height, same kind of hair. She identifies as Kane.
I
There you
could.
go. Done. We're in.
So it's not Lewis Capaldi anymore.
No.
I knew this was
on
How
air.
long did that take to happen?
On air. On air. What's everyone been up to? How's life?
Busy. Been lots of videography lately, which has been nice.
You're like a full-time videographer now.
I
Yeah.
know. Like it's just.
It's almost like it's your job or something.
It's almost like it's now my job or something.
Isn't it hilarious how you didn't want to do
I
it?
know. And it was only a year ago I started.
I know.
But yeah, it's good.
Then
Had 2
next
jobs
year,
yesterday.
You'll be a heart surgeon and you'll just change
Yeah.
careers.
He's got like 65 different careers.
Yeah.
Going for it. Absolutely.
It's
How
okay.
about you two? You good?
Yeah, oh, good.
All good in,
the hood.
I need to stop saying
You
stuff
two been
like
training?
this. Always.
Always. Always. Constant.
Constant.
Doesn't end.
Yeah, no, that makes it sound like I don't like it. Yeah. Always training. Actually, not this week. Really, it's much.
Lazy
I've
week.
been training myself. I haven't gone to class.
Oh,
Gone
what do
to
you
the
mean? How do you
studio.
train on yourself?
Choreograph.
What, you choreograph for yourself?
Yeah. Just to, have a little boogie in the studio.
We love a little boogie.
This
fun.
isn't random. Do you practice like exercises like they used to do in college?
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
do kicks and stuff.
Do you? Yeah.
And get my turns.
I actually get on the ballet bar sometimes.
I was just
Do you
asking
know what? I
because
actually enjoy that now.
Yeah, same.
Now I'm like, okay,
Because
let's see what's
I'm not
happening.
in pink tights. Because I'm not in pink tights. I
Absolutely.
can,
No.
I
They
can
can
cope
go.
with it. Yeah.
They can go.
They can stay. But yeah.
They can
So
stay.
Oh.
so you do. You genuinely be like, oh, I'm gonna practice my back ones from the corner.
Well, not quite that posh in my head.
But
But,
like to good music.
yeah.
Ooh.
To give
Oh.
music. Consonant
Not a
teachers.
piano. I'm with you. Yo, I say it all the time. Like, ballet is so unrelatable for people, and like people wonder, like ballet teachers, you're gonna hate this. I piss off everyone on this podcast. I don't care. Like, you wonder
No
why
one
students
listens.
don't like. You wonder why students don't really pay attention in ballet. Like, try and make it more relatable. Like,
Yeah.
try and play music that they'll like. Because in my class, like, I have to try and think of songs that the dancers are gonna want to dance to and they're gonna enjoy. I can't just do everything I want to listen to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Best of both worlds, though.
Yeah. No, I agree. Best of both worlds. But like in
Because
ballet,
otherwise,
like it's
kids are going to
literally-
grow up thinking that ballet's that music, and then they'll go want to be a ballerina, and then they'll get.
They get some real ballet.
Yeah.
They're like,
oh, this is not the same.
Yeah, but if they go to the Royal Ballet, then they're gonna actually really love ballet, right? But like for you to make the most and put the most into like a ballet class
Yeah,
at
true.
college, like imagine the teacher was just like, guys, like let's do it to like a current song.
One
that
of our
you're like.
teachers used to do that at college.
Really?
the most we got was like pose turns to Star Wars theme tune.
Star Wars.
Or Pirates of the Caribbean or something like that.
Fucking, that is horrendous.
Oh
But
dear.
hey,
That's
is what it is.
Christmas term fun times.
Christmas term.
Oh,
making
so that's
up dances.
that's meant to be like a treat.
Every time. I love it. Yeah.
My ballet teacher at my first college, because she used to say to me, "Why don't you like ballet?" And I'd literally go, "Shit." That was my answer. Shit. She'd be like, we're not moving. How can you call this dancing? We're barely moving. We're stood bending our legs at a bar and sliding our feet. She'd be like, "We can make this more fun." I'd be like, "Okay." She went, "Next week, just come in open-minded." So we went in and we did the whole class to like hip-hop music. And she knew I like breakdancing. And we did, I'll never forget, we did our Grand Back Monster, "Walk This Way,
What a tune.
Talk This Way." Best ballet class of all time.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm no longer just kicking.
I'm dancing.
Dancing.
From the
I
heart.
feel it. No, it did make the class way more enjoyable though, because the music set the tone.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you want me to be super enthusiastic and all I can hear is ding, 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 ding. Like this. That's not like guitar, not piano. Anyway.
Copyright.
Cancelled. But no, I agree. Have you ever done a ballet class?
Nope.
Would you?
Nope.
Why?
Oh,
Never say never.
never say never. I mean, Nina taught jazz to me for a little while.
But let's not use that in the same text terminology.
But like, I didn't enjoy that much. So I feel like
Oh, if you
ballet-
didn't enjoy that, there's no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting to. It's like
But then it depends what kind of jazz you did. Because like if you did like Fosse or something,
I don't
It's
know
more
if
like
you'd
technique.
like that.
I know you wouldn't
I
like.
feel
You
like
would,
Jake would
I don't
vibe
think.
with
I don't think
Fosse.
you'd like Fosse either. But like, do you know when people use like they use the word jazz so loosely? Like,
Oh,
what do you
yeah.
teach? I teach jazz. Yeah, but what?
What? Yeah.
Like commercial.
Like, yeah, like shit commercial.
Commercial jazz. God.
it was more like technique, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't enjoy it that much. Just
I
don't know.
secretly
Did you
loved
not-
it.
You
Actually, I was
did,
about to say
yeah.
something then.
You're living your best life.
I can do a clean double now, and that's about it.
See?
Prove it.
Let's go.
After
On
this,
the- on the-
after this, it's happening.
Insert clip here.
Me and you are gonna have a pirouette off.
No, because you're gonna win.
I probably won't.
I mean, I haven't. done it for a
Hey,
while.
actually,
I'm gonna start back
your
next.
parents are good.
Let's not say that on here because that's a fat lie.
They're not bad.
I'm the first person to say I can do something and oversell that. No, they are bad.
They're not that. You're like.
No,
they're
I
not
turned
that
twice,
bad.
yes, but nothing is
Oh,
correct.
you get round twice.
Oh yeah, nothing's
Yeah, yeah.
correct for mine
Yeah.
either, but I can get round.
Yeah, I spin twice.
I can't get round it if stuff isn't correct. I can't get round if stuff isn't correct. I'm like on the floor. Technique.
Perfectionist has perfectionist. Nice.
Getting bullied.
Anyway, so
That's the only
Jake,
reason you're on it.
so aggressive. Jake's got a topic for us to talk about today, but I don't know what it is.
Do you know what?
Does
Nina
Jake, does Jake know
was
what it
like-
is either?
Huh?
I don't think Jake knows what it
Yeah,
is
I don't know
either.
either.
I've forgotten.
What?
I was thinking, like, what is the voice note? Something along the lines of,
Basically, he sent me a voice note saying we're going to talk about this, and I said, "Cool, tell me on the day." I barely listened to it. I was like, "Yeah, cool."
fuck you.
So
My
good
voice
to-
notes are,
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you next week.
Love the preparation.
I'm around. I guess this comment's a bit circle jerky, but something that
Circle
circle
jerky.
Can we explain this, please?
Can we have
Circle
English too?
Sorry, I'm
So-
not translating.
Circle jerk. It's like
It sounds
Just
like
like,
it sounds
explain
like
what you
Wait,
mean.
what are you on
It's
about?
bad.
It sounds like we should know what this is.
circle jerk sounds like an orgy.
it's where you. Yeah, I'm not going to explain the details of a circle jerk, but
But this makes it sound.
it's that. It's basically where you like everyone gets around and compliments each other, and like. Anyway.
Got you right.
Let's
I'm
ignore-
on your page. You
So
could
you
have just
want us
said
all
that.
to compliment each
I was
other?
really,
No.
My brain, I hope people can see how my brain was literally like, I have no idea what he's talking about. Okay, go.
Which is why I was going to dive into it. But like, so something that I was thinking about the other day is like, why do you ask for work as like
Team.
as a team and as like as a friendship or whatever? And the word that came to my mind was competence.
Oh, I was going to say cheap. Go on, carry on. so horrible.
I knew this was going to happen.
it.
Why
Go.
don't we have a camera right on Kate? Guys.
Wait, get in. There you go.
Now he's dying. Get out of my shot.
Competence. Go on.
Competence.
What does that mean?
Competence, where like you're kind of what we were saying, like just off air, like someone who's capable of doing like anything, like at that given task. You're a competent dancer. I'm a competent
Everything up.
bullshitter. Do you know what I mean? And that installs like confidence and trust within people around you. So I was thinking, like, what characteristics make you, not you as an individual, but people hireable, and what qualities and traits do you think create a successful individual?
Within dance or within
Anything.
life?
Life.
Nice.
Ooh, being on time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love being on time.
That's my that
Yeah.
for me. That's the one. Like
He doesn't fit in the group.
Hey, I'm only not on time for you. Every job in the world.
Rude.
zero competence.
Not
And I've only just learned that word. See how well I used it? Zero competence.
not being on time is like that stresses me out.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that is my one thing that like if I'm on time, the day's gonna go well.
And
if I'm
bitch, you
not,
can talk.
I think if you put to me,
We're just passing that.
round one.
yeah. Calm down, you two. You're both pretty. Ish. I think if to me like that sets the start, right? Like if you can't even get on time for something, or you can't even be on time, then I'm like, how am I going to trust you with other stuff?
Yeah.
Like that's the very
A simple,
first
yeah.
thing before you do anything. Like to me, being on time is a choice. I say this all the time, but when it's a flight, you're fucking there.
You're there.
Like you get to
Yeah.
the airport 2 hours early to make sure you don't miss it. We'll treat your job or whatever you're going to the same way. It just sets the start of the thing. Like there's a job I'm on at the moment, which I can't really talk about, but like people are late every day.
Really?
Yeah, like and they're like it's because of the tube and it's really hard to get to and it's far. It genuinely is far and there's a tube, but like
You still got to leave.
Cool.
Leave early.
Yeah, I mean, I did a job in
Like-
Cardiff yesterday, and well, I've done job in Cardiff yesterday and then the job in Cardiff the day before. It took me 2 hours the day before, and it's only meant to be an hour drive. But because I left with that time frame, it made sure that I wasn't late for it.
you're
you know?
allowed for that time.
Allowed for that time.
That's what I do as well. Like I'm an hour. I plan to be an hour early everywhere. And some people go, "Oh my god, that's crazy." I'm like, but I'm never late.
Never late.
Touch
Yeah,
wood.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, that sets that's the first trait or characteristic that I look for. Like, are you punctual?
Mm-hmm.
Can you be on time? Because if you can't even be on time, then can I trust you further
Yeah,
than
exactly.
that? Like, how invested are you in what we need you to do? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I feel like as
100%.
well, like if you're late, you're not entirely present. Like if you walk in late,
You're right.
You're
you're
flustered.
not ready. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one less thing to worry about. Like if you're on time, you're there, you're
just
present.
a
Whereas if you walk in
constant
late and you're
spiral.
like, even if you're there, you're not because your brain's like, oh my god, I've just had to run for that bus. I've just, do you know what I mean? All that
Yeah,
stuff.
I can't turn up to work and just like say
Just walk straight in.
and walk straight in and work.
Yeah.
Like say I got to the studio and it's like, oh, I start teaching in 10 minutes. I'd be like, oh my god, like my brain hasn't had time to like switch
Switch into, like,
modes
yeah.
because I
Yeah.
need to like mentally gauge myself to turn into like teaching mode. Like, okay, who am I teaching? If it's for kids, I need to go into like a different mindset. Am I learning? It's a different mindset to if I'm teaching you guys. Do you know what I mean?
So that could be a adaptability. That could be another characteristic, which you're saying, because you're adapting to each setting that you're
and I
walking
can
into.
do it if it's immediate. Like if it's, you know, you don't always have lots of time to prepare in this world, and you know you can do it. But for me to be to offer the best product, the
version.
best version of me, I need to know that I can get there early. I can get like driving or traveling or all other things out of my brain and switch into whatever mode I'm going into. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you feel the same when you like as the student or when you're going to take class or auditions?
Yeah, I'm always, because I travel into London from Oxford, so it takes me like door to door, like 2.5 hours.
Gross.
Yeah. Heebie-jeebies. But I always make sure that like if I'm at base, because it's quite easy to get to for me, like I'm half an hour, like I leave half an hour. Like, because that way, if anything goes wrong, like the worst thing, like if I'm traveling 2.5 hours, I don't want to then get delayed and then miss my class that I've traveled 2.5 hours. Like,
Yeah.
if I just have to leave half an hour earlier, that's so much easier than
Yeah,
then
because
the stress of missing a class.
Because imagine you missed it after doing all that traveling
I'd
as
be
well.
so grumpy.
And all that money.
Yeah.
Fuming. Fuming.
So I always leave at least half an hour
Yeah.
when I get there, which is sometimes I'm like, "Ugh, just sat there. But then I'm like, wow, it's better than
Were you-
being stressed.
Were you always on time for college?
Yeah.
Always on time.
If-
You were
it-
always super.
If so,
We've had
like
quite a lot of chats
I'd
about this.
walk with like mates in the uni halls or whatever. If it got to a moment where it was like past, like 8:10,
This
and
is
they
me.
weren't ready,
This is me
I'm
Just
leaving,
gone.
leaving by
I'm
myself.
gone.
Yeah, I used to do that as well.
I'm not being late.
For them, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
They'd always
good.
be like, Nina, why you get? And they could see I'm getting so stressed. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm going to be late if I don't go now.
Yeah.
That's me. If I have to pick people up for something, like, and they're late, Or like they're like, oh, I'll be outside in 2 minutes. I'm like, no, bitch, I told you 1:30. Be outside at 1:30.
That was me this
Especially
morning.
when you're
sorry.
picking them up.
Yeah. You're
That was literally me this morning.
This is you
you're on
every
my
month.
time frame. Like I'm not on yours. Like
Yeah.
Respect and time.
you're respecting my
Yeah,
time
yeah,
frame
yeah.
because I'm driving you. Like just like this is the train, you missed it. Like the train ain't waiting
I'm
for
gone.
you. You missed the boat.
Yeah.
Now you're swimming.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, time is the biggest.
Time management, I think, as a whole.
To go off what you just said about how you would leave college, to go to college if your people were late. Like to me, that shows a lot of discipline. So like to me, something that I always look for when working along other people is how disciplined they are within their character.
Yeah, even
Discipline's a
within
big one.
Yeah, even within other things, like if you're the kind of person's like, do you know what? Like, I need to like, say they live a healthy lifestyle and they're like, oh, I go to the gym regularly and I like exercising or something. To me, that shows discipline.
That's a win already.
Like that's a
Yeah.
win already. I'm like, you already have the understanding of how to be disciplined and how to like look after yourself. Like, or they'd be like, oh, I really don't want to like go for a run today or go to the gym, but I know I have to.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I know then that you have the ability to switch on that tool where you can override what you feel like doing for what you need to do.
Yeah, having that
There's a
mental
carryover.
stamina, like
Yeah.
that's a big thing.
Yeah.
That you can push through stuff if you're gonna get crumble at the first hurdle.
100%.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
all the time that I don't want to go and teach. Like I'm fucking tired and like I can't
Yeah.
be bothered today. Like drive all that way to teach a workshop that I've said I'll do and I don't really want to do. I could just cancel it. But like you do it because, you know.
Yeah.
I find though, like, if you push through that, then you find out you actually enjoy it
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
end of it. You're like, oh, I enjoyed this in the end. But
Yeah.
like, you just push through.
I said to him last week, like I was so burnt out the other week. I was literally like,
Burnout.
I was like that. Like I was on the
You
edge.
literally start the episode like that.
I was dying, right? I was literally like, and off air, I was like, dude, I'm struggling so much. I'm juggling way too many balls. And I was like, I did not want to come, like last week, I did not want to come and record the episode. But I was like, I made myself do it. Like, because it's not just about me, it's about us.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about my vision
Team.
and how I feel now. It's about our vision. Competence. New word. It's about like us in 5 years' time. It's not about me right now. And like even then on the way home, I left feeling like so proud. Like just the fact that I convinced myself to get out of bed when I could have had the day off. Like, do you know what I mean? And essentially, if I had a day in bed, he wouldn't have cared. He would have been like, okay, bro, I understand you're exhausted.
But also there is like that now installs trust into you. Like obviously I had trusted you already, but like
Good.
but like
Nice to
like
know.
if you went through early on in our friendship, business relationship, whatever, like, and you did that, installs trust in the person that's in front of you. You
Yeah.
know? I've lost my thought process.
It's
Someone
okay.
take
I've got
over.
another
Go.
one.
Tags,
Like,
go.
making yourself do something basically that even if you're not feeling it, you do it anyway. Discipline was what we
Discipline.
bounced
Yeah.
off.
I think authenticity as well.
Ooh. Yeah, but what does that mean?
Please give the definition.
Google says.
Because I feel like authenticity or being authentic is like so trendy at the moment.
Yeah, it really
like,
is.
be your authentic self. Like, what does that
Was
mean?
actually
no, but I
they're
actually
not very
think
big
you're
offenders.
Your
counteracting
authentic
that.
self.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, what the fuck does that mean?
But
Like,
I think especially like when you're working.
I know what it means.
Yeah.
But like, I don't like how everyone's like saying you have to be authentic or be like.
Yeah, it's almost like people are forcing you to be something you're not by saying be authentic. Like, what if this is just me?
Yeah, it's as if they're trying to make it like you have to be unique.
You have to be completely different to be authentic when
Yeah.
you don't.
Yeah.
Like, if you're just
You can be exactly
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same as someone else and still be authentic if that's
Who you
authentic
are.
to
Yeah.
you.
When you're working in a team, I think it's especially important that like you have to be completely like open with that group of people. I'm not like open, but you know what I mean? Otherwise, you can't fully work together if you're not like giving that part of you to someone else. Like
Yeah.
if you're guarding that off.
Yeah.
Like as a team, like especially like putting it into dancing, because that's the easiest thing to do for me. That like if you're in a piece together and you're like you have a guard up, it's so hard to gel as a group then to bring something together. If everyone's got their guards up, it's like, I don't know, 30 people in a number, 30 different dancers as opposed to like one group of dancers.
Yeah.
Then also, like, you're not relaxing yourself
Yeah.
either. So it's just a whole load of tension when people are like, oh,
That's the
no, I
worst
want to do
feeling.
something,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
can't. And so
Well,
it's,
you're not utilizing yourself as your 100%.
Yeah.
You're only utilizing maybe 90%. You know what I mean? Whereas if you could just use your 100%, then maybe you get a better product of you.
Yeah.
Authenticity.
Authenticity.
Nice. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like everyone says that now. You have to be authentic. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. No,
Like,
definitely.
like we change all the time. So who's to decide what's
I
authentic?
think, yeah, again, in dance, like dancing authentically is a big thing at the moment. But I think that not many people explain what that means as opposed to just saying it.
Yeah.
Like
So
if you
what-
say someone
what does
that
that
does
What does
to
it
you then?
mean? Because to me, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
dancing authentically too. I don't know. I think it's a tricky one because at the same time you have to have both because you have to be able to dance authentically to you, but you also have to be able to
Do what they're
be
asking
a
you to
carbon
do.
copy of what they're asking you to do. I think it's as opposed to like actual choreography steps, it's more your mindset behind it. In that
Yeah.
like you're fully in it and you're believing in yourself as opposed to like just
but
being like this has to look nice.
I agree. If you can do that, okay, but let's change the example. Let's say it's me doing a musical theatre number and I have to dance and sing at the same time. Like, that's not, I can't be authentic to that because it doesn't feel anything
Yeah, but you
near
can
the
bring an
human I am.
authentic side of yourself into that.
I don't think authentic's the right word for that then.
Explain.
This motherfucker.
No, I'm
No,
intrigued.
it's, yeah.
Like,
It's
like,
interesting.
Like, you're bringing confidence, but authentic's like, to me, is like quote your true self. Like,
But
like,
he is bringing his true self to that.
Kane being authentic, being an MT dancer isn't his true self. It's a persona
But
of
then I
himself.
get
What
guess
you're
you-
saying,
because-
because in any situation you're put in, you might be put in a situation that you're uncomfortable in, but you can still be your like.
being
You won't be the
being
best
authentic
version
in
of
that sense, we
yourself.
Kane putting his hand up and going, I feel uncomfortable in this situation.
I can't do this. This isn't me. Whereas
But
I feel
I'm
like
gonna
for me
try,
to-
but
for
that's
me
being
to-
authentic.
Yeah, but for me to get the job done, I can't be
Yeah.
authentic. I have to pretend I'm someone else. So like when I always use the example as like when I had to do X Factor in France and do like the jazz funk number, I couldn't be me. I couldn't relate
to
to,
be
it.
Cisco.
I tell myself I'm Cisco.
Yeah.
I wasn't be the authentic me, but to get the best product, I had to pretend I was someone else.
But you still bring you to that.
Well,
I'm not
yeah,
saying
it's
you
my
have
fucking body.
no, but you know what I mean?
Still me. Like,
For God's sake. But
I'm getting well comfy today. Look at
yeah,
this.
I'm like feet up. I mean, I've got my feet up as well.
Oh, let's go. These are new crepes.
Yeah.
These are the canes.
Interrupt.
Yeah, they're my fake pandas.
They're pretty nice. Sorry, Taz.
Yeah, go on.
I mean, I've kind of lost what I was saying then.
No, we were talking about authenticity. I see what you're saying and I get it. And I think
But
if you can bring that to the table, then yes, 100%. But I don't think you can always do that.
I
No,
think.
sorry.
No, go, you go.
I don't think it's about like. I think it makes it sound like a blanket term if you say to be like being authentic when you're dancing. I don't think that's what it means. I think it just means that to bring an authentic part of you to that situation. No,
So,
but I know what you're saying because that's not the Google definition of authentic. Right?
yeah, I have no idea what the Google
No,
definition-
I wish we had an Alexa right now so I could ask her what it means.
So, okay, so for me, I think I know where you're going with this. Like, something that I've definitely worked out over the last couple of years is the more I'm authentic to my true self, the more successful relations I bring into my life, business partners, like opportunities when I'm more me,
Yeah.
rather than being a character which I think people would
like
like more or which I think would create more success.
Yeah.
Like the more Jake I am, the more successful I become. Is that where you're going with it?
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
I tried
No.
Googling.
That's
No, it is. No, it is.
I've
No,
tried
it is.
Googling authenticity, but I have zero Wi-Fi.
Oh, we're in the countryside.
But like, is that what you're trying to say? Is like Kane on job in an empty
yeah, sorry. I
job?
also just targeted this all towards you. Like
No,
you're
that's
not
fine.
an authentic dancer, but it's just easier to put it on
I'm
you
not
as a model.
always.
of undisputed origin and not a copy, genuine.
Yeah, genuine. That's kind of. Do you know? Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
so
about?
But
like,
is it saying
And
not a
that's why I
copy
mean
at the
it's
same
not a
time?
blanket term. It's not every component of the word authentic, but that's why people use it recently. I think because that's what they mean. It's an easy thing to say.
I definitely think being authentic is like a massive driver of success for sure. Because like if you aren't your true self, like you will get spotted.
Yeah, you have to
eventually.
live up to not
Yeah.
being it.
To not being you, and then it always crumbles against you. The people that I know who have not been authentic to themselves have always crumbled over the long haul.
Longevity.
Yeah.
I think another trait which I look for, like, is like positivity. Like, if you bring like a happy energy to the room, like you're a good energy to have. And I've spoken about this before, but I've learned that when I reflect back, I've not always been that. And that's why maybe I didn't stay in certain rooms or I didn't stay on certain jobs because maybe I wasn't the one bringing a positive vibe all the time. But like, if you think of like really positive people who are like in the dance industry or maybe in any industry, but I can only use dance because I know it. Like, I always use Anders. Like Anders Dino is the most like positive energy you're ever gonna have in a room. Like he's like, all day baby, greatness baby, let's go, woo, like all the time. And like sometimes you're like, how's he always got this energy? But it does, like it's contagious. And when you're around that, it makes you have that feeling too. And like, yes, he's fucking phenomenal dancer. Like for me, he's one of the best male dancers in the country.
Yeah.
Especially as a stage or a performing dancer, like a working dancer, he's out of this world. But the energy he has in the room is also so special. Like, and I think that's why he stays in all the rooms because he's a positive energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because as soon as there's one person who's negative,
egg.
Yeah.
it just spreads.
And I know I've been that egg. 100% I know I've been that egg where I'm like this bitching and complaining like a little wimp. But like, maybe that's why I didn't stay in that room when I reflect. You know what I mean?
They use that thing when you talk about having bad energy, that like if you have a moldy piece of fruit in a fruit bowl,
Yeah.
then all the other bits of fruit get moldy quicker. But if
Yeah.
you remove that from the fruit bowl, then the rest of them will stay.
And what I've noticed is like,
So don't be the piece of moldy fruit, guys.
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Real.
And like since like COVID, like
Quick time stamp.
for me personally, like since COVID, like I've really been like, right, I'm gonna attack everything with just pure passion and positivity. And like the opportunities that have come in the past like year and a half or 2 years have exceeded my expectations that I ever could have imagined. And I think it's just through like not having to like by being authentic, by not having to like by not having to bullshit and like maybe do things I don't want to do, or like just making choices where I'm always going to be positive and strive. And that's kind of paid off for me. And like, and being able to say no to things that I don't want to do, because then I'm taking a fake version of me into an atmosphere where I have to pretend I'm happy or pretend I like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
to please other people. So I've just stopped doing that. Do you know what I mean? And I only do things now that I really love or things that I want to do. And that's actually created more opportunity because I strive then. I'm bringing the best version of me as opposed to like having to kind of come in and fake it.
Yeah.
Fake
Yeah.
the funk.
Break the
Fake
funk.
Don't fake the funk.
Something that talking about kind of attitudes on set or on jobs or whatever is being a problem solver. You okay?
Attitude.
Dancer's humour.
Is
Shut up.
technical
I'm trying to
words.
make my point.
I do know what that is, but
Technique.
is being a problem solver. So like something that I clocked about you early on, you being Kane, pointing at.
That's me.
Hi, I'm Kane Silver.
Is
Fuck
that
it.
every time so during our early days where we were doing episodes, there's something that went wrong every time.
Every time.
Every time there was some sort of
Every
audio
time.
fuck up or visual fuck up or light fuck up or whatever, is every time you went, okay, we'll work it out next time. And that to me was like, oh, okay, this is like going to be an easy business relation because it's not, oh, you fucked up.
There's no blame.
There's no blame. It's like,
And
let's find a solution
Kane
to
all
it.
over.
That's me. I
Yeah,
never
yeah, yeah.
blame people. I'll never be like it's someone else's fault. Like I'll be like, oh, cool. Like it's an us thing. This is a us thing. If you fuck up, it's a communication issue between us. It's not your fault. I'm only using you because you're looking at me. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
She's like, what have I done wrong?
it's an us thing. Like we all need to maybe you made the mistake because I didn't communicate better with you. Like I feel like if we're part of a team, like I
It's a
never
we every
pinpoint.
time.
It's a we every time.
But I think like people always want to find a blame. You
Yeah, it's
for
easy.
everything is your responsibility.
What's the saying? When you point one
hate-
finger,
Insert reel.
when you point one finger,
Three
three
point back.
point
Three.
back.
Point back.
At you. 100% agree. And like, you're... what?
Sorry.
You go.
And you'll find that when you adopt that mindset to like one part of your life, that everything's about problem solving, it kind of matches every other part, whether it's like relationship, whether it's, you know, being on a job, whether it's business, whatever. If you can switch every excuse you make into a, let's try and work out a solution, like, again, your life kind of grows exponentially the moment it happens.
Another trait I look for is accountability.
Yes. Oh my god, this is my pet peeve.
Go.
Sorry.
Dag,
Tell
you're
me
in.
more. Tell me more.
If you're I'm just putting this in class. You know, like if a teacher gives a correction and then the person's like, no, the reason that I did that wrong is because of this. I'm like, just take it. just
Yeah.
take it and sort it out. Like, even
Yeah.
if the reason that you fell out of that term was because, I don't know, you had a blister on your foot, like, no one cares. Just sort it out.
Especially like imagine how,
Just fucking sort it.
so imagine that on a job. Like, so that happens all the time on set or in a job where like something go wrong, the choreographer would be like, da da da, and they'd be like, oh, it's because so and so. They don't care. Like, just solve the
Yeah,
problem.
need the yes
problem
attitude.
solved.
Yeah.
Literally.
Be accountable for the fuck
Yeah.
up. Figure it out. Like, don't pass that problem onto them unless it's something they need to solve because like it doesn't actually work. But if it's just like between me and you or us, we made a mistake, we can solve
Figure
that
it out
problem and we
together.
can be accountable.
And
for
that's
Yeah.
something that I think that, like, that's when you really start to see the growth in training, like when you start to take that. Because if the
Yeah.
whole time you're in denial that everything's an external thing,
Yeah.
why things are going wrong, that's when you can't like fully open yourself to grow. Whereas if you like start taking stuff, I'm not like beat yourself up about every single thing that goes wrong, because obviously there's things that are like external, but that's the first thing I think that you need to do to get that
Yeah,
growth.
like accountability for me is gold. Like I made a fuck up this week. I made a boopsie. Can't talk about it on here. Talk about it after here. One day I'll tell you guys. But I made a boopsie. I told Taz earlier, and then I left work thinking I fucked up, and I had to message the person in charge saying, "Hey, I need to apologize. I did this. Blah 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 blah. I'm really sorry." And they messaged me back, being like, "I really appreciate you messaging me."
It
and
gains
and
respect,
and it
right?
got rid of that whole awkward next day seeing
Yeah.
each other thing. And as soon as I saw him, I was like, dude, I'm so sorry for yesterday. And he was like, no worries, I got you, we're all stressed. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
as soon as I left, I was like, I knew I was wrong, and I was like, right, I need to own this shit. Don't try and like hope it doesn't settle. Don't try and pretend it didn't happen. Like, just own it, because it's gonna make the next 4 weeks of this journey I'm on nicer.
Yeah.
And it builds more of a trust. And like, we've had fuck ups where he's gone, yo, my bad, that was my whoopsie. Like, I fucked up on this one, and it solves it. Like, you just go, cool, don't stress, bro.
Which I think brings me to our next point:
Go on.
communication.
Ah.
Segue.
Segue. We love a good segue in here.
Insert advert. O2 is offering deals.
Yeah, communication, like the ability to like talk, and this again has carry across to like every part of your life. The ability to talk about what you're experiencing, and then try to empathize with what they're experiencing, and then to find the midway, like the failure I see in like every friendship, relationship, business relationship, whatever, is the key word, like communication. So, go. Talk about it. I want to see your thoughts.
There it is. Now run with it.
I think communication, like, let's just move it to the simplest things. Like, if you don't indicate when you're turning, like, it can cause an accident.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a reason that, like, in all the simplest forms, like, where it's just changing lanes is such a big deal. Or if you're going to turn a corner, is such a big deal because the effect that it has on other people and yourself. Whereas I think
I like that.
I think there's a lot of the time as humans, we're only ever thinking about us. So, like, when you know you're going to change lanes, or you know you're changing lanes, why do I need to tell people? Because it could have an effect on somebody else. Do you know what I mean? It's just as simple as indicating. And I think it's the same, like, if I'm having, like, say, a shit day and I come into here and I don't communicate that with Jake, I'm not telling him I need to give him my life problems. But maybe for us to have a better work day, I need to come in and be like, bro, do you know what? Like, I'm really feeling down today. And he'll go, it's okay, bro. I empathize with you. Let's make this better. Like, that's going to make the day more...
It gives me a tool to work with.
Yeah, as opposed to just coming in and being like, Kane was a dick today. Like, why was he in a hump? Do you know what I mean? Like, just the simplest forms of communication.
Yeah, I struggle with that because I feel if I like unload my problems onto someone, I feel like I'm just giving you everything when I'm
Yeah.
like, they don't care about that.
Well,
what's going on
they
today.
might not need to know about, like, your nan's cat shitting on the balcony. But, like...
Righto.
But like...
I
they-
want to know about.
Yeah, but they could know about, like, you know, I'm just like, bear with me today.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Give me
bear
a
with
bit
me
of
today.
patience.
Have a little bit of patience. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Cool, I got you. Let me know if you need any help. Like, just the simplest forms. I think then it's the balance of, like, people maybe over communicating and oversharing, where you end up being someone's like,
You get drained.
yeah, like
I've been that
Then it's a
person.
take rather
Yeah.
than like a share.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
it's about the balance. But when you put it in like a dance or a work environment, like, communication is everything. Because like most of the times when I've seen things go wrong on set or in rehearsals or on a job is a lack of communication. It's not very often it's a lack of ability. Do you know what I mean? It's just a lack of communication. Whereas like they've thrown so much information at you that you're kind of confused. But instead of going, can you just break that down for me again? Because you're like trying to be professional, you're
Yeah.
trying to be cool, and you're
Yeah.
embarrassed. Then you actually end up fucking up because you didn't own that you didn't understand the communication.
Yeah.
They didn't communicate well, and you didn't communicate that you didn't get it. Therefore, now we have two different fucking things
Yeah,
going on.
that's
at the
like in
same
class
time.
when the teacher's like, "Is everyone okay?" And
Everyone's
everyone's
like-
literally dying, but they're like,
Yeah.
And then they do the next 2 8s.
Or in the restaurant when they go, is your food lovely?
Yeah,
and you've
you're
been sitting
like-
there bitching it for the last
Yeah.
5 minutes. Yeah, it's lovely. It's great.
Yeah, it's really good. Never come in here again. Whereas maybe if you just said, do you know what? Like, I didn't ask for this, like this, or like,
Yeah.
where's this? They'd fix the problem.
Yeah.
There's I can't remember the quote. Someone on the lines of, ask the question, you'll be stupid for a minute. Don't ask the question, you'll be stupid for a lifetime.
Ooh.
Do you know what I mean?
"That is the correct quote."
Real.
I
Is that the
actually read
correct quote,
Yeah,
is
I
it?
actually read that the other day.
Real,
so
baby.
Congratulations.
I like that. No, communication's gold.
And something like is not just about community, but how you communicate. Like, for example, I can't remember the exact statistics, but something like 65% of communication is done through body language. It's like 38 or something is done through tonality, and so like 7% through spoken word. So when you communicate through, like, let's say, a text or an email, you've lost like a good 90-odd
Yeah.
percent
That's
of
the
communication.
Text is so hard.
And
to
I use
navigate.
this all the time for like closing sales. So like the moment I get in contact with a new client, whether it's PT, videography, or whatever, my immediate response is I need to get them on the phone or I need to meet them in person. Because the moment I do, I close every time. I've never not closed a sale from being on the phone with them. But if it's just a texting communication or through Instagram DMs,
Yeah.
I often lose leads if I don't get them onto the phone within like the first like
good to
day.
know. That's funny. I fucking hate talking to people on the phone.
Phone
about stuff.
anxiety is real.
I hate
But
it.
that's such a modern day thing.
Once I've started the phone call, I'm all right. But it's that calling them that I'm like, oh my god. But
I can talk to like my peeps. Like I'll talk to you guys on the phone or like my peeps. But like when it's like to do with work and they're like, can I call you about work? I'm like,
No.
oh, email me. But then I also don't like being on the phone because then there's no proof of communication.
Yeah,
So then
that's
when it
true.
comes
So
back
with
to like,
like-
I'll be like, you said this about no, I didn't. Whereas
With
with the
that
text
sort of
or-
thing.
with an
Yeah,
email
receipts.
or a
You've got
text,
the
I go,
receipts.
That's why you. That's why you always chase it up with an email after of a confirmation email. So you sell
Big
through the phone or meeting,
Businessman over here.
and then you confirm through an email after. This is what we discussed. X, Y, Z. Blah 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 blah. These are the conditions.
Did you do it with your friends? Hi. This is what we
Just a
discussed.
confirmation email. That will be
One time we're
meeting for coffee at 12.
and
we agreed we'd meet at 7:52, and if you arrive at 7:54, you are no longer my friend.
Contracts
You pay a
broken.
late fee. You pay for coffee.
And then the thing that I've, again, on the lines of communication, which is something I've definitely learned through kind of management in the last few years, is just listening. Knowing when to shut up and just listen.
Yeah, I'm stuck with that. See,
Can you shut the fuck up? No, good. There's another quote. We love a good quote on here.
Yes.
Is you have 2 ears, 1 mouth, so you need to listen for
Oh.
twice the amount that you speak.
hold on,
The
let me just-
cogs in my brain. Then I was like, do I? Oh yeah. No mouth.
Kane's got 3 mouths, 1 ear.
because I talk through my ass. We are even.
And yeah, the more you listen, the more you learn. And that's definitely something that I've tried to apply over communication skills over the last couple of years, which has generated a lot of success for me.
I'm paranoid to talk now.
No.
But yeah, I agree. But then also, I also believe like don't ask, don't get.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I still get 100%.
it's a big one.
And it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is for like acceptance.
You love that one, don't you?
Yeah, my mum taught me that. I'm like, Mum, I want to do this. I need to ask someone. She's like, just do it. If you really want to do it,
Take the risk.
take the risk. It's easier
Yeah.
to say sorry than there is to live in. I wish they had said yes. I'm like, fair play.
So true.
Maybe don't do that with everything.
Yeah.
But like, can I
So-
borrow your car? Not gonna ask.
Yoink. So would another characteristic kind of running off that would be risk taking and bravery.
Yeah, I'm pretty risky.
Risky.
You're risky too.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You're more risky.
I'm
than-
idiotic with my
You're more
risk.
risky than me when it comes to like business stuff. You're way more
Yeah.
risky with me than me when it
Yeah,
comes to
everyone's
business
like,
stuff.
yeah.
But I think I'm really risky when it comes to like when someone goes, you can't make that happen, or like,
And you're
no,
like,
that
fuck
won't
it.
work.
You're
Stuff like-
Spurs
risky.
you on
You're risky
more,
when it
doesn't
comes
it?
to like public opinion.
Yeah.
Like we were talking the other day about, I think it was auditions or whatever, and you said if you didn't get into the room, you would wait until the very end and walk in and still go, look, you're going to see me. Like I would never do that.
I'll wait at stage door till you see me.
Yeah, that was it. Like to me, that's
We
like,
were basically talking about the Mamma Mia audition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to out it, but
And that.
No, I'll out it.
Go.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you've, like, again, accountability. Like, you've said you're going to hold an open audition, you have to live up to it. Like, I know you did hold it, but there was X amount of people that have lost time, money, hopes, and dreams that you didn't give them the opportunity, but you should have accommodated to it. So, like I said, if that was me holding the audition, I would have gone, I'd have been there till midnight to see everyone, or I would have figured out, problem solved, found a more efficient way for it to work. We won't have 5 people sat on the panel. We'll spread these 5 people out and make sure each one person
Sees a
can
group.
see a group, and that one person, you're all there for a reason. So between you, one of you should be able to do the job that 5 of you can. Like, you should still be able to get through more people, put in more effort, try harder. Don't go come back on another day because I haven't got another £80 to spend on a train. Like, time to take off. And like the whole point of this come up, I said if that was me, I would have been waiting at stage door, and when they walked out, I said, now you watch me dance. At the end of the day, you would have seen me dance. The same way I get into every audition when they say you can't come in. I always find a way to be seen.
Like, and to me, like that scares the shit out of me. Like doing something like that. Like, would you two do that?
I think
Hold on, let
that.
me just switch the camera and get a nice live reaction.
I'm not saying everyone's going to love her and it's not the
No.
right thing, but
Yeah.
then at least I know I tried.
Yeah, no, I just think there's a very, not difficult, but like where you are, again, we're going back to our career because it's just easier, but like where you are in your career to do that. Like, I think that
Yeah.
sometimes there's a worry, especially speaking from a fresh grad, I'm a little bit
Yeah, but-
stale now, but you know, that not wanting,
This stale grad.
not wanting to like step on any toes or like.
But
Yeah.
you gotta step on toes, man.
Okay. So I'm
know what
with
I
you.
mean? 'Cause
I'm with you. Do you know what it is? It's called fear. You're afraid of having. We know what this industry is like, and we know that people's opinion is such a big thing, and like word of mouth and whatever. I get it. I understand that like people, we'd be afraid of you going in and upsetting someone and pissing someone off, and then you going, I'm never going to get that chance again. Okay. Flip side, like I feel like people as a whole, especially in our industry, we're very fear based. We view everything as, oh, this bad thing could happen. What if this happens? Yeah, but what if
If it
this?
does.
Like,
What if
what
you
if I
fly?
fall? But what if you fly?
Yeah.
Like, so also, do you not think that you go into the casting director at stage door at 12:30 when they leave because they've been staying there, and you wait there and you go, you're gonna watch me now? Maybe they'll go, holy fuck,
Who has this
they've
amount
been
of
here
confidence?
since
Yeah.
5 a.m. Who has this confidence? They
Yeah.
need to be seen. We need to give them a chance. Maybe that's a way to think. Because I know if it was me, and you stayed until, or you went above and beyond to be seen,
I'm gonna see
that
you.
shows me your character
Yeah.
of how hardworking
gonna
you are and how
fight.
driven you are and how much you're gonna you're gonna fly. Like, we can't really talk about it, but I didn't get into a job, and I couldn't be seen, and now I'm on the job. Why?
Because you're an audacious little fuck.
Because I knocked their fucking doors down. Like, there was
Yeah.
there was no way I was not being seen. Like, it's impossible. That's not happening. Like, and it'll happen with everything else. If there's something I want to do and there's an opportunity to be gained, like, I will make sure that I'm seen. Maybe it might not be the efficient way, but it's gonna happen, because otherwise I'm never gonna have a chance. I'm more of a chance of trying than not trying. That's how I feel.
And
No, it's
it's paid off,
definitely-
right?
Yeah, and it's paid off.
Do
but
you
like
think
you said,
it's changed now, though? Do you think it's very different from when you started to us as grads? In that
Well, the
sense?
whole thing is different. Like, like we didn't have social media, but if anything, it's easier to be seen now. Yes, there's less auditions, but you gotta send a DM.
yeah, I know,
like,
but, yeah,
you-
but some people hate that.
Yeah, I know, but some people love
don't
it.
ask, don't get.
Don't ask, don't get. Like,
I know, it's such a tricky one because I think that like
but also, if they've got social media, then
They're
they're
gonna
putting
get DMs.
themselves in a position
Yeah,
to be
to be-
asked.
Yeah.
I think it's just reading the room right
Yeah.
a little bit.
I think it's tough. It's definitely hard to navigate, and you know, it's always going to be. It depends. Like, who's the audience?
I know. I always come to Kane to ask stuff. I'm like,
Like-
to make a big decision. I'm literally like, Kane.
So here's a good example. hopefully one day she sees this, she probably won't, but Beth Honan. How are you going to get hold of Beth Honan? Impossible. No one knows that has she got social media? Who the fuck knows? She might have a private account called Lizzie Honey. I have no idea. like she doesn't have social media. She doesn't like it. She doesn't need it because she's already established and she's who she is. So like, no, you can't just slide in her DMs. Maybe there's a reason that she doesn't want social media. Maybe it's because she doesn't want to be contacted in those forms. So for that person, okay, cool. But let's say Jay Revell. Jay Revell has Instagram. He posts. They maybe not even Jay. Let's use Black Skull Creative. He has a business account. So why can't you message that business account? Because I just ordered a pair of trousers from Glass Onion, a vintage store, and instead of emailing them, I messaged their Insta account saying, "Hey, like, because that's where I found the joggers that I wanted. Hey, you sent me the wrong size, and I want ones with tags on the bottom. Can you send them back? Yeah, no worries. That's what it's for. It's their business account for business."
I think
Like,
only because I think now there's a big thing about like hierarchy in the industry. Do you know
But
what I mean?
is that your perceived reaction to a few Instagram posts rather than the masses?
No, it's not even that. It's just that.
I feel like unprofessional if I'm doing it through Instagram.
yeah.
But Instagram's now the professional platform.
But if someone's, I get it. But if that's their private Instagram where they're only posting photos of them with their dog, then cool. But if they're putting their work on there, then they're opening it up to be a working. They're advertising their work through it. Therefore, they're making it a working platform. Like if you message me about my podcast on my page, I can't be annoyed at you because I'm the one that's posting my fucking podcast on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Also, also, don't ask, don't get.
Yeah. I mean,
The worst that they can say is no.
No.
Yeah.
Or just not reply.
Yeah.
Like one of my
Damn it! Double tick.
like as an example, I asked Kane to do this like a year ago.
Yeah.
6 months later, it happened. One of my best PTs, I asked to come and work under my roof. She didn't ask me. Like most of my greatest business moves have been for me being audacious enough to ask.
I mean, I know if I think about it, like it's same with me as well. But it's just it is hard.
It's hard.
It's hard to navigate.
Like you.
And it's not spoken about enough. I don't think.
No, like you went and worked with Leah on something, right?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I messaged and asked.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Like, I teach at Addict. Do you know how? I asked. Like,
Yeah.
then he ignored me and then he asked me back. But I still initiated.
But you planted
ask.
the seed.
Yeah.
I planted
Yeah.
the seed. Like, and I believe that. Like, if there's so many things for someone to think about, let's change the perspective. Let's imagine I'm the person that's holding an audition, or the creative or whatever, and I see 4,000 dancers. Why am I going to think of just that one? Why am I going to think about how one person thinks or feels? Like, they've got so many other things. They've got deadlines to meet. They've got to think about production. They've got to think about when they fit you. Is the clothes going to fit? Is the costume going to be the right color? They've got so much going on. They're not going to be able to be like, do you know what? I should probably think of that guy Kane. The guy who's 742 in the line with the red trousers. I'd never wear red trousers. But, like, we should probably think of that guy. No, they're not going to. But if I plant the seed and I ask, and I go, hey, then they might go, he's cool. Let's have a look at his Instagram page. Like, and if they go, I haven't got time for this shit, you're probably one of another 1,000 people that's messaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I get it. It's tough because you don't want to take that thing, but like, you got to be courageous, man. Like, I believe in knocking doors down. Don't wait for them to open.
Yeah.
But only if you feel like you're ready to knock them. If you're ready to walk through, that's what you say, right?
Yeah. Bars by Kane Silver.
Yeah.
No, but it is super hard being brave. Like a thought process that I have often is, if I want to live like the 1%, I can't act like the 99. And
The quotes.
Say it again for the people on the tube.
if I want to be in the 1%, I can't act like the 99. It's like,
Say it again for the people on the bus.
I hate when you do this because I mess it up on the third attempt. If you want to live like the 1%, you can't act like the other 99.
Say it again for the people who walk into their part-time job.
At Costa? No, kidding. So like if
Say
I'm
it again,
behaving,
bro.
He's waiting.
if I'm acting like everyone else around me, I'm probably doing something wrong. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you have to constantly be able to evaluate how you're behaving versus everyone else around you and why they're not succeeding. So like, it's giving you clues of how you can behave to be brave and courageous about that.
So what I'm working on at the moment, the choreographer for the job that I couldn't get in the room for, pulled me aside and said, "Thank you so much for knocking the door down
Really?
and making it happen." And I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But contacting and making the connection that I made.
They
They pulled me aside and thanked me and said, "Well done."
like when I've asked people, like, well, for example, Johnny, I asked if I could assist. He was like, "Thanks for asking," because everyone's scared to ask. And I would have never expected them to say that.
I asked Brian Freeman to do my visa. I asked Marty Gadalka to be a reference. I asked Kenny Wormel to be a reference. I asked Amy Allen to be a reference. She offered. And then I've asked everyone. I asked Paul Kirkland. I've asked everyone. They didn't just be like, "Do you want a reference?" I asked. Like,
Yeah.
I think it shows, to me, it shows character. But you can't just ask like a stranger. Do you know what I mean? Or you can't ask something like if you've put in no work. Like, I always think it's about figuring out the balance of asking. Like, I can't ask to dance for Usher if I'm a 4 out of 10. Do you know what I mean? Because then it's unrealistic. I think you got to know where you're at. But like,
Yeah.
like the situation of the job I'm doing right now, I asked because I know I should be on that job. That's why I asked, because I know I can back it up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And I think that's the difference, is knowing when to ask. But like, you guys are in positions to ask. So ask. Like, don't ask if you can be like, do a runway fucking walk, because you're both hobbits. So like, you know, be realistic. There's no point messaging Skin being like, "Can we do your next fashion show?" Unless you want children. Like, but it's about knowing what you're asking for.
Yeah.
Here's a question.
Being strategic.
Just being smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
Smart
think
answer.
confidence creates competence, or do you think competence creates confidence?
Ooh, I think it's like
My brain
chicken.
is having
I
to
think,
work too
I think that's
much
like
today.
I think that's like chicken
Chicken
and
and
the
egg,
egg.
right?
My legs.
I think that, yeah, it's like a spiraling effect.
Yeah,
But
I think they both do this.
yeah.
They
Level
want
up
they
the
level
one
each
after.
other out.
Can you just repeat that again?
So,
Sorry.
do you think confidence creates competence, or competence creates confidence?
Okay.
Yeah,
got
it's a
you.
mixture of both. I don't know if it starts with
What came first?
It
chicken or the
depends.
egg?
because it creates the confidence as well, but then you need the confidence
To be
have the
competent.
Well, I think it depends on your characteristics. So like, I was confident before I was good.
That's a really good thing, because I have to become competent before I become confident.
Yeah, because actually you're quite an
Incompetent.
no, you're quite an unconfident person
Yeah.
when something's new.
Yeah.
Like if I said to you, "Bro, get up and do this combo right now," you'd be like, but if you knew it and you knew it and you felt competent in it, you'd be
Yeah.
like, "Okay, I can do that." Whereas I'm the complete other way around. I'm like, "I'll fucking try it.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that as
Yeah.
well.
I'll try it." Like,
Which is definitely something that I'm absorbing from you three. It's like, because as you so rightly said, like, it takes me a long time to become confident in anything, and this has been like historical. Like, for example, I got scouted for Fulham football when I was like 11 or some shit, and my confidence got in the way of my competence. Yeah, so
And
that's
to
definitely.
think you could have been a footballer, I'm joking.
I'm far too sure. I was a goalkeeper. They scouted
Yeah.
they scouted me as a goalie.
what were you playing in hockey goals?
Yeah, we were like 11. But to me, that's always been my my biggest psychological battle, was definitely my own like self-confidence, for sure.
Yeah, I'm always the person that's been like, "I'll try it." Like, because my brain thinks, "What's the worst that can happen?"
Yeah.
Always. What's the worst that can happen? I can fail. Free lesson.
Yeah.
Free lesson on failing.
Listen.
I feel like I'm a bit of both. Like, I'll think about it for like so much.
are a thinker,
Yeah, I'm
though.
a thinker, but I'll still do it. But I'll just be like,
Crying on the
yeah,
inside.
I'll still do it because I know that like I need to do it and it's good for me to do it. But I do like overthink a lot.
Do you guys think about things before you do things, or after?
Both. I think
And during.
Yeah.
Because like
Before,
you
during,
know,
and after.
like, you know, some people have anxiety before stuff, or they really overthink about things before stuff, or after.
I'm more of an after.
Me too.
No,
Yeah, if
so,
I'm like in an audition, like beforehand, I'm like, let's just go, let's do it. But say if I mess up in the audition, then afterwards I'm like this, oh, I messed up, I'm not gonna get it, and then I freak out
Whereas
after.
some people will go, "Oh my god, I shouldn't be going for this. I don't even want to go in the room." Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I am definitely before. I get nervous before and after. I'm like, so what? I didn't die.
The other way around. Before it, I'm like, fuck it, what happens? And then I leave like, should have roasted that person next to me.
Yeah.
Like, do you know, you're like,
Or you have like a conversation with someone and you think about every single thing you
It's like
said.
after you've done the exam and you're like, oh my god, what did you get for this question? And someone says the wrong thing, you're like, oh no.
Every time that was me, wrong thing. Everyone else gets the same answer and I'm like, yeah, same.
yeah, I'm an after thinker. Which is why I make lots of mistakes. Because I don't think about stuff beforehand. So I think that's why I make the wrong decision quite a lot of the time. I make a lot of mistakes. That's all I've got.
That's the end of that sentence.
It depends on the situation as well, though.
So like from like me and Georgia, like she thinks about stuff so much before it. She's such a perfectionist that nothing ever goes wrong. But sometimes the amount of time that she spends thinking on it, I could have messed up 4 times and fixed it twice.
Yeah.
I mean, so for example, when I do videography jobs, I overthink everything. I start to think about the shots, and I really like go into detail. I think I make sure that I've got all the camera equipment the night before, charge all the batteries, blah 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 blah. And then when I'm there, I'm like, okay, we'll work it out on the spot. Like, I feel like you're the sort of person who would just throw shit into the car and go, right, let's go.
Oh no, I can't do
I
that.
work everything out on the spot. Everything.
Oh, maybe I'm both.
Yeah,
I have
that's
to be
why I think I'm
organised.
Yeah, that's
and
why I
pack
think
the
I'm a
night
bit of
before.
both.
I don't plan lessons, nothing. Obviously choreo, I prep choreo, but I never be like, I'm gonna do this for warm up, I'm gonna do this. Whereas like Scarlett Cutting, shout out. Like she's teaching, she's covering my classes at under 16s. And she's like, can I send you my lesson plan? I'm like, they're 8.
Just 2-step.
Like play musical fucking
That's
statues. Like, do you know what I mean? She's like, no, I need to have a.
Yeah.
And it's like,
To be fair,
it's
I
like,
like to have
she'll
that.
she'll time code it. Do you know what I mean? Like, she'll,
really?
Well, it's not that deep. I'm exaggerating, but like she would. Do you know what I mean? She's so.
Yeah.
But again, her as a student, she is a perfectionist. But that's why I also think she's so fantastic. That's why she's so good, because she overthinks before it and then she overthinks after it. And then that's why when she does stuff, she's so dope and so roasty, because she's practiced it and she's done it. She's so thorough. Whereas I'm like, meh, see what happens.
Spray and pray.
Yeah, I'm definitely like, I'm like that, but I think I'm trying to like not so much like that recently, because then you kind of set yourself up to fail in a little sense, because like nothing goes to plan. Like life doesn't go to plan. So if you're always like,
Planning.
this has to be, you get thrown into a situation where nothing's right, and then you're like, well, I can't do this now because I haven't planned
think,
A,
like,
B, C.
You take less risks as well. You
Yeah.
don't like push yourself over that line.
I think when you plan stuff though, like you are more accurate when it hits, but I think when it diverts, how do you handle that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you got to be loose about.
You gotta be
You got to be
loose.
loose about your plan.
Yeah, because when things like divert for me, it makes zero difference because I haven't thought about it yet.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
you got to be
yet.
adaptable to the situation. Right?
Yeah, so I think it depends.
Like something that I've again definitely learned, kind of backing off that, is like don't brute force an idea if the idea doesn't work. Like an example with this is like pre-pandemic we were at a public gym. During the pandemic we turned into a private PT gym. The initial thought was to brute force a public gym in an environment that didn't work anymore. So it had to become adaptable and turn into a private PT gym, which paid off well.
Yeah, no, definitely. When I moved to LA, I spoke to a guy called Roger. He used to live in London. He had a house out there. I was like, I want to live with you. And he's like, okay, I'll find us somewhere to live. And then I got on a plane. I got off the plane and I said, can you text us our address? And I had 3 suitcases. And I got to LA and I didn't know my address where I was going to live. I didn't know anything. I'd sent him money. And then...
No, that's
And then-
actually giving me
anxiety.
heart palpitations.
and
I'm like,
and then to get there, I went up to the woman at the kiosk and I said, how do I get to Koreatown? And she just looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, what bus do I get? She was like, you're going to get a bus? I was like, yeah. She's like, people don't get buses. I was like, yeah, but you have them, right? She's like, yeah. I was like, so how do I get there? And she looked at me like I was mental. It took me 2.5 hours, 3 hours to get there. I had no idea where I was going, pulling 3 suitcases.
But you made it.
But I
Yeah.
got it.
yeah.
Like,
And obviously
and
that's
it's just
more
like-
adventurous, right?
do you know what happened? I learned my way around.
But anyway, around. Like when you go on
Like-
holiday,
Yeah.
I guess there's a way to wrap it up. Do you use Google Maps to get to destinations? Like if you're like Barcelona, let's say, Would you use Google Maps or some sort of map system?
City
just
mapper,
wonder.
baby.
Or would you just kind of go, I know it's in this rough direction?
No, I
Well,
get a map. 100
It depends.
million.
If you're
If
no
we've
time
got-
frame. No time
Okay.
frame.
Oh, no
Yeah,
time frame.
No time frame, then.
Because you're on holiday. Who has
Have
the
a
time frame on
wander.
holiday?
Yeah, we don't.
Why?
Because I try and do 9,000 things in one day.
Same. I come back from a holiday and I'm like, I need a holiday from this holiday.
See, like, I like just being wild with it and just exploring as you go sort of thing. Like, just getting a quad bike and just go.
Yeah, okay, so I'll use a map, but then instead of being like, I'm going to get a taxi there, I'll use public transport.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah.
exploring. Or
Okay.
I'll walk. Like, I'm not going to be like, let's just get a cab there. It'll be quicker. You
Yeah.
get to have more fun there because then you miss the experience of the cultural journey.
The culture, yeah.
Whereas I'll be like, okay, that's where I need to get to because I know I want to do that today. Like, I want to get to the jet skis. Like, cool, they're a half hour away. Half hour walk or 4-minute cab. Do we get a 4-minute cab? It'd be way easier. Yeah, but it's not as fun. So let's walk.
Yeah.
For me.
Nina, successful characteristic trait, go. I feel like you haven't given us bars yet. We need a Nina bar.
I need a bar.
The pressure.
Sounds
Please.
delicious. A Nina bar.
Nina bar.
Buy them at Pret. Get a healthy Nina bar. Sounds good, right?
Yeah.
I
Branding.
think just
101.
like being prepared for like anything and everything.
Taz, go. You're in.
Hang on, let me get this quote right. We always got told this quote at college. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
Yes.
Johnny Wilkes quote.
Johnny
that.
Wilkes, shout out. But he always told us that. And even though it's like so obvious, I feel like when you actually deep it and you're like, that's so
We
true.
actually deep it.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, it is.
Because I feel like I'm always over prepared, and that always puts me in a good place.
advantage.
And then when I hear people complaining that they haven't got something or something's not gone wrong for them, and then it's like, oh, well, Nina, how did you know that? It's like, well, I just over prepared. So it's like almost like there's excuses because you haven't overthought that process.
Yeah.
Like you need to go further into that, so then you can't. Obviously, there's never an excuse for anything. But yeah, just being over prepared.
I'm with you.
I don't feel like you can ever be prepared and like
Enough.
over prepared. Yeah. Like I don't think that's
Nah,
a
it's
thing.
good.
Like the only thing you're going to do is not use that tool in your tool basket that you've. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
the worst that
it's
can
knowing
happen.
what you need to use to prepare. Like,
Yeah.
like in LA, I've said it a million times. I used to have like audition clothes in the trunk of my car, headshots and CVs.
Clever.
Because I know that's the thing that I struggle with preparing at. But I'd never need to prepare when it comes to like, what am I going to do
You're
in my
the
freestyle?
reason-
Or like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like when it comes to like the things that I'm confident with, I don't prepare.
You're
When
the
it's
reason that I
things-
take a massive bag around London.
Mood.
Because you tell me that, and now I'm literally like, what if I need this pair of shoes and this pair of shoes and this pair of shoes and this
Literally.
sheet music, even though I'm taking a hip hop class? But what if an audition comes up and I'm in London without my sheet
Because you
music?
kick yourself if you weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And then I just have to pay for a chiropractor instead because my bag is so heavy. But yeah.
They go to chiropractors,
Literally.
that shit.
tax deductible. What's yours? One, go. Just one word.
I've given like 9 today.
Yeah, well, give me one more, Jacob.
one more.
Come on.
Mine is just
my
be
leg's gone
fearless.
numb.
Be fearless.
Yeah, I think
As
like,
soon as you live in fear, you're stopping your maximum potential.
You've
Yeah.
created a wall.
Just be fearless.
I guess mine is like
Fearless in pursuit.
being able to invest in you.
I'm going to do another quote in a minute.
Like I would invest 10x in me what I'd ever invest in someone else.
You
I'm
invest loads in me.
I invest loads in you, but because you invest loads back into me, so that it's like a two-way street. So by investing in you, I'm actually investing in myself.
Makes sense.
It's portfolio diversity, is with
Yeah.
you. Yeah, like if you have the opportunity to like double down in you, like always take it because you control the narrative.
Yeah.
So, like, don't be afraid to spend money on you. Like, I've spent ridiculous numbers in my world, ridiculous numbers, like on my companies, my self-development. Like, I buy books, I buy courses, I buy like all shit that helps develop me, which creates a
And you guys already do that, but just within dance classes and training and college. Do you know what I mean? You've already done the same thing. I think we do it in different ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like doing a like you've done intensives quite recently, haven't you? Like that's my idea of doing a life coaching course. Like, do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like it's the same thing. Like double down, spend money on you because
Trainers.
I do lots of trainers. But the way I see it is like if you're worth let's say £15 per hour to an employer, and you go take a course, and you're now worth £30 per hour, you've 2x'd your your ROI for 1 hour time value. Do you see what I'm
Jake's,
saying?
Jake's
Yeah.
talking clever shit now.
Yeah, business terms, all of us are like.
He's like,
yeah.
you've 2x, it's doubled by 50%,
Pie.
100%.
But do you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
if you can increase your skill set, like your value for time is considerably more.
Dope. I feel like that was a good little episode.
Good episode.
Solid hour and a bizzle. So
Really?
guys,
Taz, fade us out.
no, wait.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, we got to do like outro shit.
Quite excited
Follow me
then.
on Instagram at Mr. Ball Change. Follow Jake at Gibson_media_. Follow Nina at Nina Hayward _. Yeah.
Let's go.
Follow Taz at Taz. I can never say the last bit properly.
Mosley.
RAINE.
E. So what's that spell?
Rain.
Tazrain _.
She can't spell rain. But
It's my name. It's actually my middle name.
like make it rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
How do you
like
spell
make
it?
RAINE.
Go again.
RAINE.
Okay.
Glad that wasted everyone's time.
Go follow us on Instagram. If you're listening to this, go to YouTube and subscribe. If you're on YouTube and watching this, go to Apple or Spotify and subscribe. And peace out. Bye.
Peace out.
Go.
Boom.